We've seen Donald Trump seem confused or lose his place or forget the words of psalms and prayers while in church. But that's sort of to be expected with Trump. Trump was never really religious. His entire "the Bible is my favorite book" thing was obviously a farce from the get-go to appeal to evangelical voters, which happened to work on them, by the way, which is a whole other problem. But that's all that was. But the frequency with which Trump is forgetting words or confused by words on his own teleprompter 2 feet in front of him is growing in regularity. And it happened again over the weekend. So for a second time, Donald Trump is on video appearing confused and disoriented during the national anthem, our national anthem, by the way, not the Russian national anthem. It might make more sense if he was confused during that, but or any other, of course. Why would I mention that one? But during our national anthem, this time it's at a football game in Alabama. Trump, of course, trying for the third time in 3 weeks to go to a sporting event where something other than booze and chants of "lock him up" are hurled at him. So take a look at the video. You'll notice Trump stops singing towards the end of the national anthem, sort of seems confused and kind of starts patting his chest, almost like a nervous anxiety motion. Everybody around him keeps singing. This isn't the first time that this has happened in public. Back in January of 2018, similar thing happened. We covered it at the time in the middle of the national anthem during a football game in Atlanta, Georgia. Here's video of that just to remind you. So I think you get the idea. So what matters here? I mean, on the merits, this is not about patriotism. This isn't some stupid thing of unless you know the lyrics by heart, you aren't a patriot or anything stupid like that. This is about Trump continuing to display outwardly signs of either, and I don't know which it is, or it could be both, cognitive decline and or drug addiction. And interestingly, I've seen more and more speculation lately that these things are drug addiction, not cognitive decline. You might remember that a month ago, we brought you the story of Donald Trump's office being photographed with boxes and boxes of Sudafed, a particular type of Sudafed that is actually sold in the UK, the packaging from the UK, stacked up in Donald Trump's desk behind him over his left shoulder. And of course, this is something that it is a medication for nose congestion, but it can be crushed up and snorted like a recreational upper. And I read a bunch of commentaries about this national anthem video saying the Trump swaying and being unable to sit still and unable to concentrate, it seems more like drug addiction than cognitive decline. But truly, who knows? All we know is that it's bad. Republicans should do the patriotic thing, call it what it is. It's a person who's compromised. That's what we can say for sure. Whether they're compromised by drugs or cognitive decline or a life of narcissism, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really make a difference to us at this point. Just put political party aside for a second and say we can't have a president who's so compromised. Now, of course, the side story here is once again Donald Trump at a sporting event after being booed at the Major League Baseball World Series Game 5 a couple of weeks ago, at a UFC fight in New York City last week, desperate to find a sporting event at which he is not overwhelmingly booed. And he found one in Alabama football, I guess. Now, there were some reports saying the reason he wasn't booed is the school sent out a letter saying you will be punished if you boo. The school denies it. The way the letter was worded was anybody who causes a disruption during Donald Trump's visit will be immediately removed from their seats. And what they're saying is that that was more about being disruptive to other students or whatever, but very clearly not any kind of restriction on free speech. You be the judge. At least that's the position that the school is taking on this one. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you make of the video. We will be maybe doing a poll question on our Instagram account about this at David Pakman Show. Follow David Pakman Show on Instagram. And while you're there, follow me on Instagram at david.pakman. We will take a quick break. I still want to talk about Rudy Giuliani and his latest antics. Sean Hannity has exploded over being implicated in impeachment. We will also talk about those who claim to be about dialogue, shutting down dialogue. What a big shocker. And also, I've got some book recommendations for you today. All of that and more coming up on today's program.